We have deep
She is
goons.
a swindler.
We have swindlers, and we have so many waiters.
I cannot wait to talk about the actual waiters.
So there's actual waiters, and then there's emotional waiters, and we'll get to them.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My
Of the music
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome back.
What a time
it's been a hot
been.
second. It's been what, like 5 months?
No, it was because
we attempted in January.
yes, and we did one episode in January.
Yeah, and it's now
Oh my
June.
god, it's June. What is time? It does not exist. Don't listen to me. I'm confused. I'm like, it's only been 3 months, Anna.
No.
No, it's super duper not.
Welcome back to 5, 6, 7, 8, a movie musical podcast. We were a little busy.
Yeah.
We're still busy, but now it's a little easier
Yes.
to watch movies again.
It's a bit easier. Though I do want to state that we will try to put these out as consistently as possible. It is going to
Grace
be
is a moving target.
hyper dependent on where I am.
Grace is back on a boat sailing around the world,
Yes.
and it's all dependent on her satellite.
Yeah. Now, listen, right now it's going great. We're in a dock. We're not at sea.
We're in Fiji.
We're in Fiji. It's great. But that does mean that when I am currently at sea, we might have to put things on pause. So we're going to do these as consistently as we can, but there may be some breaks here and there.
Yeah, for the reference, the last 3.5 years you've been in one place.
Yes.
And it's been
For
easier.
the entire
and now
time
you
of
are
this
no longer
podcast,
constantly in one place.
I was in one place, and now I will not be in one place again for a while.
But your internet connection is much
Yes.
better than it was when you were on the move pre-pandemic.
Very true. Very, very true.
For those of you who don't know, Grace was 3 months into an 18 month around the world sailing trip in March of 2020.
Yeah, in the middle of the Pacific.
And then things went sideways.
Yeah, and then
And then she was in New Zealand for a couple of years, kind of waiting for the world to reopen, and now the world is reopened. She's continuing her sailing around the world trip. So this is Fiji. Who knows where you'll be calling in
Next time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild. I will keep y'all updated of my country of current location. I don't know.
But anyway, we're so excited to be back and talking about such niche things as our movie musicals. I got my hair colored today, and my hairstylist was telling me how
looks great.
Thank you. Her husband is like a cinephile and like loves older movies, and I was like, loves listening to movie podcasts, and I was like, do I tell him about my extremely niche movie musical podcast? I didn't. I didn't.
No, Anna.
No, I was like, I've only seen this girl twice. I need to build more of a bond with
Absolutely
her.
not. I tell
your husband should listen to
everyone
my
that's
podcast.
I tell everyone that could possibly have any sort of interest. I do say, listen, it is incredibly
It's such a
niche.
specific-
So if it's not your vibe,
don't
worry about it. But you said you
That's
like
fine.
old movies, so here we are. And I got
And
dumb opinions.
If you like old
and I'm
movies, you
loud.
might like musicals.
Me.
And we are back again, like we never left, with the 1969
Hell yeah.
classic.
Yes.
Hello Dolly, starring Barbra Streisand, Walter Matthau, a very young Tommy Tune, and at least one parade.
At least one parade. Correct.
At least one.
Minimum one.
I'm going to talk about it later, but you want to know how much this movie cost in 1969?
Oh my god, tell me.
$25 million.
Shoot me in the face.
Actually, yeah, $25 million was its budget. All right.
That makes
This
me
was a
feel
2.5 hour movie,
fine.
so we should get started.
Yeah, we got a lot to get through. Dear God.
I don't think it needed to be 20.
It did not need to be this
50,
long. Several
minutes.
of the dance numbers, as fun as they were, did not need to be as long as they were. The entire garden sequence, as delightful as I found it, could have been chopped.
Which garden sequence? There were several.
The entire, like, third act, essentially, where they're in...
Oh, that garden. I thought you meant the other times they danced in a garden, like an outside garden.
I would
not
never
the
cut
Harmonia
dancing
gardens.
in the streets.
Well, here's the thing. There's multiple. There's quite a few instances of dancing in the street, so, like, kill your darlings.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. This film is set in 1890 in New York City.
New York City. We had the same joke. It's fine.
New York City. It had like a weird, like, frozen
daguerreotype kind of,
yeah. Question right off the bat.
Yeah.
What's with all the feet?
I did write horses are clip-clopping all over the place. Oops, so are people.
There's just a really long, not single shot, but like montage of like people like, of New York walking in their feet
to the overture, like.
Yeah, but I was just like, interesting. Gene Kelly, foot fetish?
Yeah, listen.
Directed by Gene Kelly. We failed to mention that.
Yes.
Those are some short shorts, Gene.
Those are some short shorts, Gene. So
if you don't understand that reference, listen to our episode on The Pirate.
Yes, which is one of my personal favorites of all time. Shockingly. So we start with the overture and we move into our first song. We see a woman descending from stairs, but we don't see her face and we don't see it for a while. But the song is Call on Dolly, and she's just going through town passing out business cards to everyone.
Yeah, this woman, this unseen woman, because we only see the back of her head behind an insane hat.
Crazy
just gives her business cards out to every single person. In New York City in 1890. Yes. Did every single bird die for that hat? Is the note I wrote? Because there's multiple colors.
I didn't even remember that hat. There were too many hats for me to remember the first hat. I had so many questions.
You know what? If you like hats, this movie is for you.
This movie is for you. There is, in fact,
this is a milliner's dream.
Yeah. And I learned that
Hello
word
Dolly.
Because of
Milliner's
this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after this long sequence, she turns around and gasps.
Direct to camera singing. Oh boy.
Oh boy. She's so young. She's so beautiful.
So young. She's gorgeous. And she's
so young.
Bad at lip syncing.
She's so bad at lip syncing. I'm so glad you mentioned it.
It's honestly, it was just because it was a direct to camera moment and it was like a close up of the face. And I was like, oh, baby girl, I don't know you've ever had to lip sync before.
You know what?
Though
it's
she
not
did
gonna be my
Funny
gripe
Girl already, so like she must have, right?
I don't remember. I wish I had seen Funny Girl instead of this. Anyway.
Oh no.
I loved the lyric, the very beginning, when she's talking about how like she's been giving all these business cards out. Like, if you need anything, you can ask her. Her name's Mrs. Dolly Levi, excuse me. And the lyric is, I arrange furniture and daffodils and lives.
I know. I was like, because I knew that this was based off of the play The Matchmaker. And I was like, oh, she's not like with this song and she describes everything that she does. I'm like, she's not a matchmaker. She's kind of like a fixer. Like, just whatever your problem is, I will solve it for you.
She's Bob the Builder.
She's Bob the Builder. She is, Olivia Pope. Like, she is just like, I'm here to solve your problems.
Dolly Levy, the 1890s Olivia Pope.
Listen. Honestly,
Olivia Pope is Dolly Levy. Anyway, we get a lot of context and subtext, and not so subtle subtext, about her life in this. She's widowed, and she just kind of flits through life with the same energy that Mame had, which is why I said to Grace before watching this, I was like, Mame and Hello Dolly are the same movie in my brain, because I had never seen either of them.
Yes. Now, this does have minorly more plot.
This is better, but that's not saying much. Because they both star middle-aged white women.
Yes.
Anyway.
Just living their lives.
She gets to the train station. She takes the train up to Yonkers because she has an appointment to meet Mr. Horace Vandergelder, who is a well-known, unmarried, quotation marks, half a millionaire, and she's...
Anna.
Helping him.
Would you like to know what $500,000 was in 1890?
Are you gonna math me?
I am gonna math you. It's almost $16 million.
I mean, that tracks.
Yeah. It's like 15,700. Yeah, I would like
he
money.
Still sucks.
Anyway, he sucks. And my biggest gripe, I'll talk about when we get there.
Is it him?
Yes. And there's no reason why she should want to marry him. I'm like, what are you getting from this? What are you getting from this? It made me so angry.
Spoilers. We have to save that for the end. I'm like chicken winging on this video. I'm agreeing with you, but we have to save it for the end.
Made me angry. Anyway.
She has an appointment to go. She's been hired by this matchmaker. She doesn't really get into like why or what she's been hired to do. But we cut to the far off town of Yonkers, New York.
Boy. Upstate New York.
In 1890, in 1890, it was like, granted, New York had dirt roads still, but it was very much like not a one-horse town, but it wasn't like the concept of commuters didn't exist.
Yeah. Like you would go in for the weekend, but it wouldn't be like a daily thing.
Yeah, and it wasn't a destination.
No.
This guy just like lives there because he doesn't like the city. Yeah. And we cut to the Vandergelder Feed and Hay Emporium or whatever his shop is called. And
farm
we hear
animal shit
an
is what
argument.
He sells.
Yeah. And you know what? There's money in that.
Yep.
We hear an argument coming from a private apartment upstairs, and just like, a young man and an old man shouting at each other.
Yes.
And we zoom in through the window, and we meet Horace Vandergelder, who's getting a shave from the barber.
Yeah.
Is being shouted at by an incredibly tall teenager.
A tall man. And honestly, I'm gonna
Tommy Toon.
Like in this shot, I didn't realize how tall he was. It wasn't until we got to the first dance sequence that I was like, who is this Ichabod, like, crane, scarecrow, slender man motherfucker? And then I looked it up and I was like, fuck, it's Tommy Toon.
Yeah, it's Tommy Toon. I knew it was Tommy Toon going in. Yeah. But I didn't help that the girl, his love interest, is so short.
4'10". I looked it up. She's 4'10". And he's 6'6" and a half. Like
6'6". Like there's a pretty much 3 foot difference between them.
3 foot difference. Good. Yes. Correct.
36 inches.
Yes.
Anyway, Tommy Toon, this extremely tall teenager, is named Ambrose. He's an artist, and he is pleading his case to ask Horace to give his blessing for Ambrose to marry Horace's niece, Ermengarde. Wild name.
Dear God. It's obvious, though, that this is a conversation that's in progress and it hasn't been going well because it's gotten to the point where Ambrose is yelling, like, you can't actually stop us. Like I came here, like, out of courtesy, but she's agreed, so we're gonna do this.
I'm 16. I'm an adult.
Yeah, I'm not a child, Dad. And so, he reveals that he has hired Dolly to come in to take Ermengarde away to New York and introduce her to some actually
find her.
And also to introduce her to like some actually, in his opinion, like respectable people for her to marry.
Yeah. Okay. And at this point, he dismisses Ambrose. He dismisses his barber. He dismisses Ambrose, and then Horace reveals to his barber that not only is Dolly going to take Ermengarde into the city, I'm also going into the city today because I am going to be proposing to a lady I picked for myself. That Dolly's introduced me to, named Miss Irene Malloy, and so that's his plan for the day. And again, when
that's his plan for the day.
It's his plan for the day. Yeah. Well, here's the thing: Yonkers is a good at least 40 minutes outside the city by train. Yeah. This is horse and carriage time.
Though
that's his plan for the day.
And then who should enter
but Ermengarde?
A deeply distraught Ermengarde.
After the barber leaves, I wrote Ermengarde enters the room sobbing and leaves the room sobbing.
Incredible.
Because she essentially is like, I love him and I'll die if I can't marry him. And Horace goes, what will you die of? And she'll go, a broken heart. And he goes, never heard of it.
No.
Which tells you everything you need to know about this man.
She truly leaves the scene crying in a way that you would imagine someone in the 1890s crying. Like, it's not real in any way. It's just like, it's so performative. It's great.
It's like wonderful theatrical sobbing. Yeah.
But he ends up going downstairs and talking to
into the shop. He lives above the shop.
And talking to his two employees. So we have Cornelius and Barnaby. And
wild names.
I love both of them. And he says that he's leaving for the day and that they need to, take care of the shop, and that he's promoting both of them to, like, instead of, like,
Barnaby
idiot and
becomes
dummy,
promoted
it's, like,
to
chief idiot
clerk and Cornelius gets promoted to chief clerk, and he's like, I thought I was that already. And Barnaby gets promoted from, like, unpaid apprentice to
unpaid
apprentice or something.
Internship,
yeah.
Yeah. He says that he's going to give them a raise, and at one point Cornelius asks if that means that they can have one day off a week, and he's like, don't be greedy, and then walks away.
Yeah. They follow him outside.
Yeah.
And they ask him, like, well, why are you going to New York? And he says, I'm gonna go propose to this lady. And Cornelius goes, no offense, sir, but why do you want to get married? Mm-hmm. You're incredibly wealthy and well-to-do, and, like, you don't it's not he's like, what do you need a woman for, but it's he's just like, why are you getting married? Cornelius and Barnaby are like the skim milk of people. They have never
whole
looking
white bread.
At a can of Sprite would kill both of them.
Yes.
Like,
they have never known carbonation.
They've never known carbonation. They have never known anything outside of the basement that Horace keeps them in.
Which is not a joke. They are in this basement.
They work in a basement. But Cornelius asks, like, why are you getting married? Mm-hmm. And Horace says, I've become rich. I've gone about as far in my business as I can. I've become rich and friendless and mean. And in America, that's about as far as you can go. So now I need a wife.
Yes, but he's very clear that he's not looking for a love match. He wants a housekeeper. So all of the stuff that he talks about in terms of, like, his ideal woman is just like, someone who will cook food and clean out the stables and take out the trash. I'm like, bro, just hire a housekeeper. Like, that's so much easier.
You need a housekeeper.
Yeah.
And it's in this scene that we establish the age difference between Cornelius and Barnaby.
Yes.
Cornelius is
28
and a half, 28 and 3/4, and Barnaby is 19 and some change.
And a half, yeah. So they're the young lover dummies in this movie.
We get a song out of what Horace wants in a woman, which is called It Takes a Woman, and it's just to do his housework.
Yeah, there is one moment in this song that I wanted to shout out the actor who plays Cornelius. He is right next to a horse, and the horse almost eats his face, and he does not flinch. The horse, like, does, like, that
wow, I missed that
floop on his cheek, and he does not react, and I'm just like, fuck, son. That's
you know what? Good for you.
Good for you.
I missed that. Now I want to go back and watch that. My note at this is Walter Matthau has no dancing ability, has not a single rhythm, and it's so fun.
It's ridiculous. Just then, who should arrive but Dolly?
Who should arrive in Yonkers but Miss Dolly Levi? And she knows Horace's name, and she also knows the clerk's name. She knows him. She's like, hi, Cornelius. Hi, Barnaby.
She's so flirty.
She's so flirty. Horace dismisses everyone so he can talk to Dolly, and Horace tells Dolly, he's like, hey, I'm going into the city to propose to Irene. And she's not so subtly disappointed, because this is not a match she
introduced them.
She introduced them, but, like,
she's
not
very
in, like,
clearly she wants to marry him.
Yeah, she wants Horace for herself.
Yeah.
And
because
so she says, like, oh, well, like,
$500,000.
When she learns he's going to propose to Irene, she goes, oh, well, then I guess I need to cancel the dinner date I had scheduled for you with an heiress tonight. And he goes, whoa.
Don't be hasty.
Heiress? But she says, you know what? I'll go with you to Irene's. Meet me outside the hat shop at 2:30 in the city, and we'll go in together.
Yeah.
And she also gets him to give her $20.
Yeah.
He takes off in his carriage, and she sings.
She is a swindler.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We have no gangsters. We have
deep
She
goons.
is a swindler.
We have swindlers, and we have so many waiters.
I cannot wait to talk about the actual waiters.
So there's actual waiters, and then there's emotional waiters, and we'll get to them.
There's musical theater waiters, and then there's actual waiters.
Yes.
Okay.
But
she sings, Dolly, as she watches his carriage disappear, she sings a reprise of It Takes a Woman And she changes the lyrics, or like the lyrics are just different for her, where it's she kind of reveals like it's really like the men think they are controlling things, but like it is the woman pulling the strings. It takes a woman
to manipulate a man into thinking he's in charge. Like
yeah. And it makes it clear that like she's lining him up for herself.
100%. And then we get the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. Where Ambrose has come to the side of the shop because, again, Walter and his niece live above the shop, and it's not Walter, it's Horace. The actor's name is Walter. Sorry, Horace. They live.
Looks like a Walter.
He does, because he is. And he has put a ladder on the side of the house and has climbed up it and is trying to convince Ermengarde to elope with him and just run away to New York. And she's like, I want to marry you, but I don't want to elope. And Dolly comes around being like, oh my god, what a romantic scene. Like, and eventually climbs up the ladder after him.
Ambrose immediately gets offensive, like tries to like send her away, and she's like, absolutely not, go up the ladder, I'm following you behind. She gets into all three of them are in this bedroom, and she's like, okay, I love this match, not opposed to it at all, and here's how we're gonna get your uncle on board.
Yes.
She's like, I'm going into the city.
Dance.
You're going to win a polka contest, and that's going to prove to your uncle
because you know
that
when he's
you
super
two
clear
need
about
to
caring?
Be together.
Yeah, because he super duper cares about dance.
What an insane...
What a flaw.
What? Okay, hold on. Let's just zoom out. Your uncle does not approve of this match.
Your uncle is Ebenezer Scrooge.
And your uncle, who is is Ebenezer Scrooge, is a stick in the mud, has never laughed a day in his life.
No.
And wants a serious partner or serious marriage option for his niece, who he is in charge of. And you will prove to him how serious you are by winning a polka contest at a restaurant.
Uh-huh. Flawless, Anna.
I see. Flawless logic. Flawless logic. She says, okay, I'm going into the city later, and you are going to
Y'all should come with me.
Yeah, you should come with me. We'll go together. We'll take a carriage. Or no, we'll take the train.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to the Harmonia Gardens restaurant. You're going to go at like 7:30, and you're going to tell them at 8 o'clock Dolly Levy is coming, and she wants the best table and a roast chicken.
Yes.
And they're like, okay.
Sure.
And then you're like, and you're going to win this dance contest, and that'll, and Harmonia Gardens is somewhere that Dolly and her her deceased husband used to go to all the time.
Yes. And she's like, I know everyone there, but I haven't been there since he passed. Because it was a place that we would go together and we would polka the night away. So they agree, and then we cut downstairs into the basement where Cornelius and Barnaby are plotting a way to, since their boss is gone and they haven't had a day off in who knows how long, they're like,
Ever.
Cool, we need to find a way to make sure that the store is closed without just closing the store, and then we can go into New York.
Because their boss is staying in New York overnight.
Right.
So they have all of today and at least tomorrow morning.
Right, yes. But I don't know why they can't just close the store and why they have to have a ruse. But regardless, they come up with a ruse because this is a
musical comedy, Grace.
This is a musical.
There's gotta be a ruse.
Of crazy plots in the face of reasonable alternatives.
Yeah, that's musical theater.
Yes. And so they decide that the basement is filled with like chicken meal, and so they're like, what we'll
chicken
do,
mash.
Yeah, what we'll do
I don't
is
know what
we'll
that
put
is.
Candles under all of these cans so that the cans explode and everything smells bad and no customers will want to be here. Again, flawless. But they're talking about what they want to do, and they're like, we're going to go into town, we're going to have an adventure, we're going to see the stuffed whale at Barnum's circus, which was a fun little call to our previous episode.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. That's
and
funny.
then they're like, and we won't come back until we've kissed a girl.
I so wanted a gay subplot of the two of them,
Listen,
and I knew I wasn't gonna get it.
It's there. The subtext is there.
It's there. It's there.
It's there.
I just wanted it. I want it.
I would love a version of this in which, like, the four of them end up switching partners and the two guys end up together and the two girls end up together. That would be great.
And the girls end up together.
A+.
Okay, when we staged this on Broadway.
Which is after when we do the Harvey Girls on Broadway.
yeah. After we've had a smashing success of staging the Harvey Girls. Here's the thing. Hello Dolly is an expensive show. We have to, like,
there's
prove that we can do Broadway. There's at least one parade. To prove that we can handle Hello Dolly, we first have to do the Harvey Girls.
Yes. No notes.
Perfect. No notes.
Anyway.
Okay. Dolly overhears this plot of our two
goons,
store clerks, our two goons, and she goes, you want to kiss a girl, you say? Well, I know where there are two very eligible girls that work in a hat shop downtown. And she gives the men, like, a note that has the address of Irene's milliner shop on it. She goes, go there at 2. Do not be there at 2:30.
Yes. She's like, you have limited time.
You have limited time, and also if you tell anyone I told you this, I'll deny it.
Denounce you as
You think
liars.
I'm affecting this? This is how she speaks the entire film.
I honestly
I
loved it. I deeply enjoyed how she spoke the whole time.
That reminds me of a gripe, though, and I'm going to add really quickly.
Please do. So then they get very excited and they set all this chicken shit on fire. And then we get one of my favorite songs, which is Put On Your Sunday Clothes.
Yeah.
First off, I love this song, but also it reminded me that Wally has so many references to this movie, and it made me really want to watch Wally. So that's my homework, is to watch Wally.
So we see do the boys sing?
Yes.
Put on your Sunday clothes first?
Yes, so the boys start because it starts
clerks.
with our goons
Cornelius
start.
and Barnaby.
Because it starts with the out there's a world outside of Yonkers, that whole thing. So it starts with them in the shop, and then they move into
They call
the
Yonkers
town.
a hick town, which I was like, okay.
Show me the lie.
Was it?
At the time, yes.
From Barnaby and Cornelius starting to sing Put On Your Sunday Clothes, we do transition to Dolly singing it with Ermengarde and Ambrose. And then we take it to the streets and we have our first iteration of Dancing in the Streets. And this is when I was like, oh my god, Tommy Tune is so tall.
This is also, I wrote, he looks
fun.
60 feet tall in this dance. Like,
yeah, because everyone else is the same height.
Yes.
He is like the one outlier. And they're putting him front and center because he's a main
named
character.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And then everyone starts dancing, and we get gorgeous dancing in the streets. There's parasols, there's like unnamed chorus members. It's a blast. And then it gets to the point where I'm like, oh, not just the characters are going to New York City. All of Yonkers is going to New York City.
I wrote that. The entire town of Yonkers gets on the train to go to New York City, and the train leaves the station with the last line, and we won't come home until we fall in love.
Yes. So we cut to New York.
We got to New York City.
New York City. And we meet Irene and her shop assistant, Minnie.
What silly girls they are.
They are so silly, and they are having fun being silly together. And then there was a blowjob joke, which I did not expect.
The very first line of their dialogue is a blowjob joke.
Which I thought was hysterical, because Minnie's eating a banana, and Irene says something about, like, don't do that shit in public. Men are gonna stare at us. And I was
like, you don't want to give men the wrong idea. And Minnie's like, you have to eat a banana a day to keep the doctor away. I
was like, Irene! And Irene continues to be very, very sassy.
Irene continues to kill. They get into the shop, and Irene clearly has ambitions beyond running a hat shop.
She hates the hat shop.
She hates the customers that she has to deal with, and she is very ready to be proposed to by Mr. Horace Vander what's his face, which she knows is coming today, but she won't admit it. She won't say it aloud.
But she basically, because she doesn't want to work there anymore. She's like, great, his money will let me not do this stupid job anymore. Understood.
Yeah, but First of all, this shop is so big. She's doing just fine for herself.
It's stunning.
Gorgeous.
Like, that huge arched glass door and, like, massive glass, and it's all
when they walked in the door, I was like, oh, this is a hat shop.
I was like, oh, got it. I understand your clientele now.
We get a silly song called Ribbons Down My Back that starts because Irene wears a hat that's been returned by a fussy customer. A hideous hat that has ribbons streaming down the back.
Yes.
What is this song about?
I don't know. I think she's like, I'm gonna marry this guy unless I get a better option. Otherwise, I'll just flirt with
I'm
people
ready to
right
move
up until
past
I'm
this
married.
chapter in my life.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Even we got a lot of dialogue on their way to the shop, and Irene like flirts with a policeman, and she makes a comment of how all the attractive men in New York are married.
Yeah.
Like, she's very flirty, but she's clearly like on the
hunt. Yeah, for sure. She then, so the song finishes, and she sees our two goons being creepers outside. They're like, oh, there are two men. They're looking in the shop. Oh, they're pointing at us. They're coming over. We should flirt with them and then drop them cold. And I'm just like, yes, ma'am. Correct.
These men have never been in New York City before. And I don't think neither of them have ever spoken to a woman before, touched a woman before.
2 slices of whole white bread.
Yeah. And so they enter the shop and the girls aren't there. And Barnaby, the slightly more sensible, anxious one, is like, we should leave. And Cornelius is like, no, here, like, we're going to, and like practices what he's going to say.
We're
Be
here,
like,
we're going to buy a hat for a lady and we'll say that we're rich.
Yeah, men can go into hat shops. It's because that's the whole thing. It's a ladies' hat shop, so it's a little unusual that men would go inside. Right. But he's like, no, we have a good, like, I'm here to buy a hat. And then the women come out and they immediately get tuna for brains.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
I'm a hat and I would like to buy a lady.
It's like, hello, Miss Milliner. I am interested in a hat to purchase in this store. It's truly just...
I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
I love it.
Irene just sort of like plays along and asks all these questions. They're like, oh, I'm here to buy a hat for a lady. And she was like, oh, for your wife? And he's like, I have no wife. She's like, then for your girlfriend? And he's like, no. And she's like, then what lady? And he's like, yes. It goes truly bad.
Then Dolly comes in? No, then, they see out the window. They see Horace and Dolly coming towards the shop, and panic ensues.
Panic ensues, and they're like, gotta hide. And Barnaby runs across the store, slides Newsy Styles on his knees and under a table with a tablecloth. It is spectacular. And then Cornelius runs and hides in the wardrobe. It's awesome.
Yeah, and in the armoire. And the girls are like, what? And they're like, we aren't here. Because again, if their boss catches them, it's going to be big trouble, because they're supposed to be in Yonkers right now.
Yeah.
Dolly enters the shop with Horace, and Dolly makes some kind of comment being like, oh, I thought I saw you, like, talking to someone in here. Dolly's not a great girlfriend, and like, she's not doing it for she's not a girl's girl in this scene.
Nah.
She's trying to ruin the presumed engagement in this scene.
Very much so.
How did they get on the topic of Cornelius?
Well, so what happens is that Irene keeps trying to lead them to the back room so that the guys have a chance to get out, but he ends up sitting down at the table and he gives her a gift, and she talks about Yonkers because Cornelius mentioned Yonkers, and she was like, oh, I've heard that it's a wonderful place, and he's like, who do you know in Yonkers? And she accidentally says he. And then he's like, what guy have you been speaking with? And then she says, Cornelius, because she doesn't know that they know this. And he's like, oh, that's impossible. Like, he's never been to New York. You got the wrong man. And then...
Yeah, Cornelius Hackle is his full name.
Yeah. And then Dolly tries to, like... spin this wild tale about, oh, you don't know Cornelius Hackle? By day, he's a sales clerk, but by night, everyone in New York knows him. He's one of the Hackles.
He's famous. Yeah, he's secretly rich. And it's like kind of getting away with it, but just then Minnie comes in to get something out of the armoire, opens the armoire, grabs the feather boa, turns to leave, gets about halfway through the room, and then realizes she saw a man in there and screams.
And then yells there's a man in there as well, so not just screaming.
Yeah.
And Irene tries to usher her out.
She just met him. She just met him like 30 seconds.
Oh, right. No,
she was Minnie.
No, she came out. And Irene was like, here's these two men. And Minnie giggles and then runs back into the back room. Like, she doesn't actually, but she knows that there were two guys in there. Minnie's also not the brightest bulb.
But she did not see him go into the armoire.
The attic. So.
She's not, no.
So.
She ate the sharpest carrot in the garden. Anyway, how many more metaphors can we...
Carrots?
Name another sharp vegetable.
Carrots, notoriously sharp.
Notoriously sharp. They got a point.
So,
name another vegetable that grows into a point. I'll wait.
Green beans?
Barely a point. Anyway.
Who
heard of getting stabbed with a green bean? Anyway. Minnie blows their cover. Minnie blows the cover that there's a man hiding in the armoire.
Yes.
And Dolly makes this whole point of like, no, like I'll look in the armoire, and she waves her feather fan in there. And she goes, see, there's nothing in there. And then she makes Cornelius sneeze.
She's having this great conversation of just like, how dare you? I'm so glad that we were able to like cut this in the bud before you made any more of a fool of yourself. And then the armoire sneezes and she's like, bless you.
And then the table sneezes because somehow Barnaby has to sneeze as well.
So
and
funny.
Horace is a man of principle, and the fact that the woman he was going to marry is unwed and is speaking to men alone in her shop is uncouth, and he leaves. Then he comes back and gets his gift.
Yeah.
What a Scrooge.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, and then my Dolly's like, where are you going? And he says, to march in the 14th Street Parade with people I can trust. 700 men.
50 million Frenchmen.
50 million Frenchmen. That line fucking cracked me up.
So funny.
Anyway.
All right. So.
Once he leaves, chaos ensues inside the shop.
And so the boys come out from their hiding spaces, and Dolly kind of manipulates everyone into agreeing to go to the Harmonia Gardens tonight to make up for the fact that Cornelius and Barnaby basically foiled this
bungled Irene's proposal. And she's still pretending that Cornelius is one of these, like, rich, the Hackle family. Mm-hmm. And Cornelius tries to talk his way out of this, not admitting that he doesn't have the money in front of these ladies, because, like, he is heart eyes for Irene.
Yes.
But he's like, oh, but I can't dance, and so I couldn't possibly go to this restaurant that has dancing.
Yes.
And Dolly says, well, I'll teach you. And then we get the song called Dancing, where Dolly first teaches Cornelius how to dance to moderate success. And
it would be more convincing if he hadn't already danced in the streets in Yonkers. I was like, sir, we've already seen you dance.
Oh my god, I forgot. We just sang about this. That's so fucking funny. I didn't even think of that. What I was going to say is she then goes to teach Barnaby to dance. Surprise, Barnaby's a phenomenal dancer.
Barnaby has Newsies energy throughout this entire dance number.
It's all in the elbows. Yeah. It's like
it's all joints.
And what is it called is it a barrel? Not a barrel roll. Like
it's like a barrel jump.
The jumps.
I guess. Yeah.
A barrel jump. He starts off with 3 of those and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then we move outside and we get more dancing.
The song takes us into dancing in the street. We love, let the record show, if we haven't made it clear, we love dancing in the street on this podcast.
Oh, deeply. I'm so happy that this, I was worried that this musical wouldn't have a lot of it because I'd forgotten a lot of the context, and then it happened so many times and I was just like, oh, joyous.
When was the last time you saw this musical?
I've never seen this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Never seen this movie. I think I've watched clips or something of that, and obviously I know the music. But I don't think I'd ever, like, sat and watched this all the way through.
I'd never seen this before. Shocking. We get dancing in the street. We dance out of the shop and into a park in front of the shop. And we run into Ermengarde and Ambrose.
Yeah.
And Tommy Toon and Daddy Longlegs, Tommy Toon.
Think about Crane Slenderman.
And then we have a lot of like ensemble dancing and it's great. And I just want to point out that these ensemble dancers, specifically the ones with tennis rackets, you can't tell me they're not wearing the Shiz University uniforms.
I know exactly which ones you're talking about now that you say that. Incredible. I was like,
where did these Shiz students come from?
God.
The dance ends. The couples kind of pair off as they walk through the park, and Dolly sits alone reviewing her work of these couples on a park bench, and she takes a locket out of her purse and looks at it fondly.
Yeah.
Irene comes and like whispers something to Dolly. Well, I think it's being like,
they're all going to the parade, and they're like, "Hey, you should come with us." And she's
hurry,
like,
we want to go see the parade before it passes by.
Right. I wonder what the next song's gonna be. And so. And so she's like, you guys go, I'll catch up because I need a moment to myself. And so she ends up speaking to a locket with a picture of her past husband and asks permission to marry Horace and like requests like, send me a sign that you're okay with this, which I was like, ma'am, why? But anyway, that's for a gripe.
Because it was 1890.
But you're a widow, so it's fine.
Yeah. What was I just watching? You know what I thought was going to happen? Because this just happened in a movie I was watching. I thought, because every time she refers to her husband, she full names him. Yeah. She's like, my husband, Ephraim Levi.
Yes.
Every single time. I thought it was going to turn out that she made this man up.
Oh,
that
interesting.
She's not a widow.
Yeah. But
that
like
she just like
presenting
ran away
herself
to the city and,
as
like,
a widow made things
Yeah.
acceptable for her to be by herself, essentially. That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not what this is.
That's not what happened. But
you know what I kind of wish the end of this movie is that she goes full murder my husband robe and just like murders Horace and then just has all of his shit.
In the production we stage of Hello Dolly.
In the bows only, she will murder him and put on a murder my husband robe.
It ends with
a wedding.
I want the curtain to fall as she like reveals the knife and murders.
I'm so into this version.
This is the only version where he can stay as awful as he is. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, he needs to change.
Yes, 100%.
Because this man in this film does not deserve Barbra Streisand.
Horrible.
So either he stays the same and it ends in murder, or he has to change.
Listen, my guy, you got two options.
Are we implying that she murdered her first husband as well? Dear listener, you can't see, but Grace and I are just giving, like, maybe faces. Very silent, maybe. All right. You know what? It's a stylistic choice.
I love it.
That I'm willing to stand by.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We got a lot more
Dolly's
to go.
alone on a park bench.
Dear God.
We do. I was like, this will be fast.
Nope.
Dolly's alone on a park bench.
Yes.
She sings the song to herself before the parade passes by, as was set up for her by our Irene and Cornelius.
She's such a good singer.
Bad lip syncer. Great singer.
Oh my God. Incredible vocalist. Lip syncing, not her best, but that's fine. Can't be good at everything, Barbra.
And this song kind of starts spoken.
Yes.
Kind of, with her dialogue to her husband, like, give me a sign that it's time to move on. Yeah. I need you to let me go. We never see him as a ghost. There is never an implication that he is holding on to her, but that aside. And then the gist of the song before the parade passes by is, I need to start prioritizing myself again, or I'm going to miss living my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to miss opportunities because I am not setting myself up to receive them.
Yes. So she goes to the parade and then joins the parade because she sees a friend on a float And so she just walks into the parade and walks alongside to chat with her friend who's an actress.
She has middle-aged white woman audacity. What else did you think was going to happen?
So her friend is like a working actress who's just like
Gussie Granger. She's an actress.
I loved her. And so then she has an idea and goes back to where Horace is marching. And he's like, I came to a parade to be alone. And I was like, sir,
I heard that, but I didn't think about it. I came to a parade to be alone.
Or like to find solitude or something. And I was like, you're an insane human.
Amongst your 700 men?
Yeah, okay. Do not speak to each other.
Amongst the 699 other men. Yeah. She walks next to him.
Yes.
And he says, this has been a bad day for Horace Vander What's-His-Face.
Yep.
And I want a refund. And she goes, sorry, I don't do cash refunds. However, I'll make it up to you.
Yes.
I have a private, remember that heiress I told you about? Mm-hmm. Forget Irene. I have a private dinner set up for you and that heiress I was telling you about earlier today at 7:30 at the Harmonia Gardens.
Yes.
And he says he's not interested, but she essentially bullies him into going to dinner.
Swindles. Yes.
Then Dolly swindles. Then Dolly trots up through the parade. She fast forwards the parade to get back to where her friend is on her float, and she gives her some money and she whispers in her ear.
Yes. And then she sings in the parade.
Yeah, she makes the parade about her.
Yes.
She says she ends while the parade passes by as she stands still and
lets the parade pass by. I didn't think about that. That's so funny. God damn. Oh boy.
It's passing you by.
Yeah. But what a final note. She sang it great.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Cut to
intermission.
A street corner that evening. Yeah, intermission. That's a great way to end off intermission.
Yeah.
Cut to Act 2. On a street corner, Barnelius and Cornaby is what I almost said. Cornelius and Barnaby wait for Irene and Minnie.
Yeah.
And Barnaby, ever sensible, is like, it's not too late. We can get on a train.
We
don't have the money to take these girls out to dinner. We have like $1 betwixt us. And that's not going to cut it at this fancy dining establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just then, the girls show up, and the boys, immediately awestruck by their beauty. They look great. They have fancy evening gowns on. And the girls are like, ooh, we should do you want to should we get an appetizer beforehand?
Cocktails.
And Cornelius is like, no, that's not trendy. We could get aperitifs. No, don't you know? Aperitifs aren't trendy anymore. Or we could get a taxi. And Minnie's like, oh, I've always wanted to ride in a taxi. It's not a taxi, it's a hack. Like a rickshaw, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, Cornelius is like, no, you know what is the most elegant of all things? And I would know this as a wealthy, elegant man. Walking. And we get the song Elegance. Which honestly, this quartet of lovers, hoot and a half.
Blast.
Loved them.
Blast.
So much physical comedy.
So fun.
They're all great dancers.
And they also steal a dog.
I'm glad you said that because I was taking notes about... So this song is just like a bunch of interstitial moments of them
this is what elegance
talking about
means.
like what fake elegance is.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single lyric got into my head.
No.
But I looked down to take notes and I looked back up and they'd somehow stolen a dog. And
Same thing happened to me.
Where did this dog come from?
Yes.
And then, okay, do you want... It's not a gripe, but the latter half of the song... We see them walking through a neighborhood that is not as posh as the neighborhood they were in before. And they see
like a street vendor.
This thrift sale of clothing. Yeah. And they pick it up and they throw it around their bodies and then they have another chorus. And if I lived in this neighborhood and I saw these 4 fancy idiots
I would steal from them.
Walking around, I would run them over with my carriage.
Exactly. I know. I wrote down, stop stealing shit.
Stop stealing. And then they didn't steal it. They threw it into the air and then ran away and didn't pay for the clothes that they were dancing
That
with.
dog walker and that stall owner are the emotional waiters of the show. Because
they are the emotional waiters. They were like they were inconvenienced. Them
Deeply
and also
inconvenienced.
all the people that are dining at that restaurant later.
Yes,
are all
that is the other
deeply
one.
inconvenienced by the concept of musical theater.
In a twist of fate, the dining patrons are the waiters of the evening, and the waiters are not.
I cannot wait to talk about that dining sequence. But yeah, at this moment I was like, I would hit you with my carriage. If I saw this shit. I'm coming home from a long day of work, and I'm seeing fancy idiots playing with things that aren't theirs in the street. Hit him with my carriage.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
they finish the
song ends,
and they show up to the gardens.
Dolly. Yeah, they show up to the gardens. We see Dolly in her apartment in New York City getting ready for this dinner, and we see her.
Can I talk about her wig and how big it was?
I would love nothing more.
The
entire time. It held so many secrets.
It had so many secrets. The size of the bouffant, or whatever the fuck they put in there, to make it as tall as it was, truly alarming. All of her wigs were crazy, but this one in particular added like a foot to her height, and then had like a mullet coming down across the top, like across like her shoulder. It was crazy town.
No, that's very, very fair. The fact that it was like a wild wig, and I was like, ma'am, you're in your house.
Yeah.
Your hair does not need to be that tall.
No.
We hear a reprise of the Leave It All to Me opening number. But then Dolly starts to sing this song, Love is Only Love. And it was originally written for Mame.
Yes, it was. And I saw that after I saw your text of just like, is this just Mame? And I was like, yeah. But yeah, so she sings the song. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It doesn't add anything except for that Barbra's an incredible vocalist, and it's lovely to hear her sing a love song, and that's it. And so then we cut and we begin sort of the Act 3 sequence of insanity. So we cut to the Harmonia Gardens restaurant, and this place is massive, first of all.
Yeah.
Crazy use of
like
space.
Disney World.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we meet our head waiter, Rudolph, who is also kind of like a maitre d'.
We're not making... he's definitely a maitre d', and we're not using our definition of waiter. This man works in a restaurant. He is a maitre d'. This is his profession.
Yes, absolutely. So this is when... is this when we see Gertie?
This is when we see Gussie.
Gussie, sorry, not Gertie.
We meet Gussie is there waiting for Horace because Gussie has been paid by Dolly to pretend to be this heiress.
What is it, like Eustenia Simple
At first I thought
or something?
Gussie was Liza Minnelli when she first appeared.
That would have been wild.
Ernestina Simple is the heiress's name.
Yes.
Because Dolly made it up on the spot.
And she is wild and just like living her best version of herself. She's having a blast. And you can tell that she's having a blast. Just like harassing people. She's like, why can I not sit down? And they're like, it is unseemly for a woman to sit alone. And she was like, that is crazy. And they're like, can I take your shawl? Do not touch me. And I'm like, this is how I would behave if I had to pretend to be a rich person. This is 100% who I would be. And she's just like,
a menace to society.
May I like take my leave? Absolutely not. Like, just so funny. I loved her in this moment.
Yeah, I loved this for her.
Yes.
So Gussie cannot be sat. She's like in the entry hall. But our four lovers show up.
Yes.
And go to, what is it they say? They're like,
they want to eat.
They want to eat. And Rudolph is like, do you have a reservation? And they're like, what's that? He's like, I cannot sit you tonight. We are fully booked. And Irene is like, well, don't you know who he is? He is Cornelius Hackle of the Hackles. And Rudolph was like, who? Okay. But then they name drop, what do they name
The
drop? They name drop like the Roosevelts.
Yeah.
And Rudolph falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. Is like, oh well, in that regards, give my regards to the Roosevelts, and here you can have our finest
most expensive
you can have a private dining
room. Yeah,
and they get taken into this little curtained off private dining room.
Yeah. Then Horace arrives and sees Gussie in the corner and like goes to the maitre d' and is like, I'm here to meet a Miss Simple, and he's like, yes, that lady over there. He's like, no, I don't think you heard me. And he's like, here we go. And like introduces him because he just wants to get Gussie out of his lobby. He's like, I'd rather you be seated.
Yeah.
And so he takes him over and they go and get seated for dinner. And Gussie's hysterical the whole time.
In a private dining room, literally next to our lovers. And then the second maitre d' alerts Rudolph that he has been told that Dolly Levy is coming tonight, and she wants a table for two, and she wants the chicken.
Yes.
And it's like Santa Claus is coming to town.
It is.
And Rudolph is like, how do you know this?
Like the response in Elf when Will Ferrell hears that Santa is here, and like it's the same energy.
And Rudolph says like, wait, how do you know this? And this other waiter points to where Ambrose and Ermengarde are sitting, because Dolly told them, sit 7:30, you have a table, and you have to tell them that I'm coming at 8.
Yes.
And Rudolph goes, they look trustworthy. Okay. And then he goes into the kitchen to announce. He's like, I need everyone's attention.
To the entire staff.
To the entire staff. It's the middle of dinner service.
Yes.
He's like, I need you all to know that a beloved patron who has not visited us for many years is returning tonight. And every single waiter looks at the other waiters and go, Dolly's coming.
Crazy.
Okay. And then Rudolph says like, okay, and this is going to be lightning service. We need to be on our very best behavior. We need to be on our shit because Dolly deserves that. And then begins the first
craziest
of several sequences. Do you want to talk about the duck?
Oh my god. Okay. So this whole sequence, the first sequence with the waiters is that they come out. First of all, they go to the center.
Lightning service is super fast service.
Yeah, but it's not. It's very slow. So they go to the center of the dance section where there's a bunch of tables around the dance floor, and the waiters have a little dance with some tablecloths, and then they go over to the table, whap the tablecloth in the air to lay it down, like chuck on some plates. Someone tosses 4 glasses and they're caught in the air and slam down on the table. I was like, can you imagine if this is how your table was set in front of you? I would be so nervous. And then there's there's like 2 people at the very front of like the dance, and then they're like ordering stuff, and the guy's like, oh, just bring out everything and then I'll just like choose it as we go. And so it's like,
so he picks like a fish, a lobster, like fish, which is fish out of a tank, live fish out of a tank, live lobster out of a tank,
which is one thing that really, really fancy, like some places do. You keep the live lobsters, you choose the one that you want, and then it's prepared for you. But then they bring out something that's covered, and my assumption was that it was going to be like dessert or like cheeses that you would choose which one you wanted. A ham, something like that. They pull it out, and there are 4 live ducks on this platter that scatter, and then the man points at the one that's flying away, and the waiter pulls out a shotgun and fucking fires in the restaurant and kills the bird! I went so hot just there. I know I'm gonna have to edit around this, but I needed my energy to match the insanity that I felt. What the fuck?
Grace watched this a couple hours after me, or before me, so I was live texting her, and I just, in all quotes, the duck.
The duck.
What? Anyway, during this sequence, Ernestina is being a pest to Horace.
Oh, delightful.
There's the whole thing with the oysters.
Crazy.
Where she's like difficult to the waiter. She's like, well, what do you mean the oysters are in season? Anyone can have them in season. I want the out of season oysters. Yeah. And he's like, that's not possible. We don't have those. She's like, well, go dig them up. Like she's having a blast. Being insufferable.
Being so obnoxious.
Then there's a whole sequence where, like, we see the duck that man ordered and had shot go from the kitchen. It's like a Rube Goldberg machine almost of, like, conflicts and, like, things in the way for this waiter to get it safely to the table. It finally gets to the table, and the man accidentally knocks it off.
Yeah.
And the whole restaurant pauses, freezes. And then suddenly 4 waiters with brooms run out of the kitchen.
Happens, yeah.
This is how, first of all, how many, I wrote all caps, how many men does it take to clean up a spilled duck? And then, this is why service is slow. They're 10. Too busy dancing.
I gotta dance. And
gotta dance.
God. And then we cut into with our lovers, and the women are so excited that they're ordering all of the most expensive stuff, and champagne and lobster and pheasant under glass and oysters and all of this stuff. And the boys are getting very, very nervous until it gets to the point where they're just like, in for a penny, in for a pound. Yeah, bring another bottle because we're gonna get arrested anyway, so we might as well have a really good dinner.
At one point, they attempt to escape.
Yes, when they when someone attempts to give them the bill. Yeah.
No, it's not when they got the bill, because the bill hasn't arrived yet. It's like when the food is first delivered. They leave, and then they get caught up with the waiters dancing, and then they get brought back in because they hide under a tray because they see Horace at this point.
I don't think that they know that Horace is there.
Okay,
yet.
I don't think they've seen Horace there yet.
Because I don't think they see Horace until the dance contest.
Oh, right, because Dolly hasn't arrived yet. Yeah. Dolly hasn't arrived yet. They get brought back into their room. It's a whole thing. The waiters are still dancing. I looked up. At this point, I was like, how long did this scene take? Like, the dining scene? A month. They shot this for a month.
Insane. So back with the lovers, Cornelius feels guilty, and he's had a couple drinks, and so he comes clean. This man has never lied in his life. It doesn't come naturally. So he confesses to the girls that he and Barnaby have no money and that they won't be able to pay for dinner.
They're pretenders.
And Irene is like, sweet pea, I know. This is why I brought enough cash to pay for dinner. Because, like, if you work for fancy rich people, sometimes you got to spend money. And she's like, oh, like, grab my white bag. And the only bag she has is a red bag because whenever she changed for dinner, she didn't change the cash over into her new purse, and so none of them have money, and they all start to panic.
They're screwed.
Yeah.
They are screwed.
Absolutely.
Cut to Ernestina, Gussie, like fully being like, it's 8:00, this dinner is boring, I'm leaving, you are unsuitable for me. And Horace is like, what?
Let's never mention it again.
Yeah. But she says, like, Dolly's coming in a little bit. You can finish your dinner with her. Ernestina leaves, and Horace doesn't even, like, argue with her too much. He's just like, well, okay.
Sure.
Ernestina leaves the restaurant, taps on a horse-drawn carriage, and goes, he's all yours, and gives Dolly the old all clear. The carriage pulls forward 6 feet.
Yes.
And Rudolph, who is outside, hears Dolly's voice. And gets excited. And he goes down and he tells the waiters, and the waiters all get excited, and then
she's here.
I gasped
until we got to the headpiece, which did make her look like a pineapple.
Yeah.
A gorgeous
green
pineapple.
Feathers, and it's a gorgeous pineapple.
But a pineapple nonetheless.
This dress weighed 40 pounds. This, like,
$8,000
beaded, corseted gown with this insane this like headdress of 4 green and gold feathers.
Yeah.
And they are all so excited to see her, and she struts down those red
and then we
stairs.
Get
and I
the song,
flag,
of course.
This dress is red in the stage production. I don't know why it's gold in this, other than they already had red carpet,
I think, probably.
For the setting.
Yeah.
She struts down these stairs, and she sings hello to all of them in the most, like, sultry, familiar tones. I'm like,
flirty. I was like,
fuck all of these waiters.
You have fucked every person here.
Yeah. As the song builds in tempo and momentum and the waiters start singing along, it was then when I was like, what about all the people that just wanted to eat dinner here tonight?
So that was also
being attacked by the concept of musical theater.
It wasn't just the waiters out there, but also the chefs. And I was like, but these people are watching, like, but my food? But one thing, we do have a cameo with Louis Armstrong, which was delightful.
Yes!
His last film appearance.
Is that Louis Armstrong? Apparently, this is my fun fact, but apparently he showed up. This was half a day. He did everything in one take, and then he was gone.
Honestly, goals.
The chorus culminates for this song, which is the titular song, Hello Dolly, in Dolly Will Never Go Away Again. And then that we very quickly establish that there is a fireman's pole in this fine dining establishment.
I loved it so much! There's like an upstairs bar that has a fireman's pole that goes down to the main level.
Honestly, more restaurants should have fireman's poles.
I agree. Oh boy.
Okay.
If your restaurant has 2 levels, you need a fireman's pole.
You need a fireman's pole, and if you don't, I want my money back. Horace tries to sneak out, but Dolly catches him, and she makes him sit down to dinner with her.
Yes.
This scene, how did you feel about this scene?
I thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
Of just her quick one, like, her manipulating and, like, just railroading and gaslighting this man was so ridiculous.
I loved her dialogue.
Yes, her dialogue was hilarious.
I'm going to talk about my gripe now, because this was the scene that it really crystallized for me.
Me too.
Which is, this man, first of all, this man does not deserve her.
No.
Second of all, I wanted her to be as enamored as she is with someone who is her intellectual equal.
100%.
I wanted someone who could trade barbs with her, because she is running circles around this man, and she's enjoying it, but he's not giving her anything. He is white bread.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's like, you ask too many personal questions.
And then that's all that he says, like, ever. And it's so annoying. And this was the scene where I was just like, what does she want? Like, what is she getting from this?
She like him?
She obviously has money. She's wearing a solid gold dress. So what is this? And she has a thriving business. Like, I don't understand.
She makes a big show of that, like, did you just imply that you were going to ask me to marry you? I can't marry you. I can't believe you would ask me that.
How dare you?
And she tells him about the dance competition that's coming up, and she wants him to see it, and he misses his chance to leave because they announce that it's about to begin.
Right.
Cut to our quartet of lovers sitting despondent at their table, essentially hiding because they can't pay their bill.
And they keep ordering more bottles of champagne to try and prolong the bill. It's very funny.
And they're like playing cards, but they hear the announcement of the contest and that there's a $50 cash prize. And they're like, if we win that, we can pay our bill.
Yes.
So they rush out onto the dance floor.
Yes.
And so do Ermengarde and Ambrose, because that's why they're there.
Mm-hmm. Then begins this whole dance sequence where all of our couples are dancing. Dolly is announced as like a celebrity judge. There's like 2 other old men that are judges for who's going to win this competition, this polka competition. And Dolly is like trying to point out Ambrose, like, look at how incredible he is, how much money he could make with his feet.
Question. Before they left Yonkers, Dolly told them of this. I guess, okay, I'm thinking about, like, why does Ermengarde, as soon as Ermengarde and Ambrose get on the dance floor and she sees that her uncle is there, she panics and puts her, like, frilly handkerchief hat over her face. I thought Dolly established before they left Yonkers that, like, you're going to win this polka competition and that's going to earn your uncle's respect. I guess she doesn't say that he's going to be there.
That was what the conclusion I came to as well, where it's like, I guess Ermengarde just assumed that, like, having the $50 and, like, the prize would help. But I don't think
and she could tell him about it later.
Yeah, had actually clicked that he was going to be there.
Yeah, and so she panics, she covers her face. Our quartet of other lovers, Cornelius, Barnaby, Irene, and Minnie, are on the dance floor dancing. Cornelius and Barnaby see their boss and, like, hide their faces behind fans.
Yeah.
And Horace recognizes Irene and being like, oh, that hussy, I can't believe she's out here dancing with a man.
Yeah.
Not hours after I didn't propose to her. But in the midst of dancing, Ermengarde loses that thing that's covering her face. She loses her hat. And so she, like, kind of, like, she can't let Horace see her. She can't let her uncle see her. So she's, like, crawling on the dance floor trying to grab it. And just as she gets it, Horace sees her.
Yeah.
And stands up in anger and knocks over a waiter carrying, like, a large bowl of whipped cream, and it lands on another patron. But Horace doesn't even see that. Horace runs up to Ermengarde, who's on the ground, and, like, picks her up and says, what are you doing here? You're a disgrace to Yonkers.
I fell off of my bed when he said that. That's the funniest thing that has ever happened. Bar almost nothing. That it was so funny. You are a disgrace to Yonkers.
By being in public polka-ing. But the man who got whipped cream all over his face stands up and, like, hulks after Horace and tries to fight him on the dance floor. And in the ensuing chaos, Ambrose and Ermengarde attempt to run away, and they are pursued by Horace.
And Horace is pursued by the whipped cream guy.
By the whipped cream man.
And during this chaos...
They, like, climb over the bar, they go up the stairs, and yes, during this chaos...
our lovers try to escape and basically dine and dash.
Yeah.
And the waiters try and stop them, so they also run upstairs, and they try and escape through, like, an upstairs door. So our lovers end up escaping. Ambrose and Horace are doing,
but
like,
not
behind a
Horace
bar.
Sees them.
Yes, sorry. So they run upstairs as well. Horace sees them, fires both of them. They're like, "You can't fire me, I quit!" And then Horace and Ambrose are doing, like, the behind the bar, like, scooch back and forth kind of deal until the whipped cream guy comes up, socks Horace straight on the jaw, and then he falls through the fireman's pole.
The fireman's pole?
God, I was like, I love the use of that for an ending punch. He, like, gets punched, falls back, grasps the pole, falls to the ground, and then passes out. It was great.
They also destroy this bar.
It's a full riot.
All six of us, they destroy a tavern.
Yes!
This is destroying a tavern. We have a Rexa tavern because specifically the young lovers, when trying to, like, avoid getting caught by the waiters who, like, immediately clock that they're dining and dashing, like, crash through tables, knock over trays with champagne glasses. They fully Rexa tavern.
Ugh.
Anyway, they escape. Horace and Ermengarde and Ambrose escape. Horace is knocked out on the floor, and Dolly walks up to him and being like, he even looks good on his back. And I'm like, this man is a walking red flag. Why do you like him?
And also, he doesn't. They didn't choose an actor that was attractive. And so I'm just like, he looks like if Snoopy was 60 years old. Like, it's a basset hound face. It just makes no sense.
Kind of looks like Nixon.
Yeah! He looks like Nixon. Anyway, so...
apparently he was cast because he looked a lot like the original actor from the Broadway show.
Oh, no. Then we cut to Union Square Park.
Is that where it is? Mm-hmm. Is that what they say?
That's what it's supposed to be.
I missed that.
Yeah.
The four lovers are just catching their breath.
Yeah.
And Irene plays the long game in this.
Yes, she does.
Irene... pretend, like, sad is like, well, I'm really upset that you guys lost your jobs, so I bet I know a way you can get your jobs back. If I accept Horace's proposal, then I'll get him to hire you back. And Cornelius is like, over my dead body, you can't accept his proposal. And she's like, why? And he's like, because.
Yeah, he cannot say it. But because he's yelling and it's like middle of the night, a policeman comes running over and it's just like, ma'am, are you okay? Like, this man is being rowdy.
You know what he does? He goes, hey!
Come here!
Deep lore cut from a catcall Grace received in the mid-2010s in New York City.
One of the funniest experiences of my life. I think about it to this day.
As you should. I talk about it all the time. But a policeman runs up to them in the park being like, ma'am, are you okay? This man is yelling at you. And she goes, he's like, I'm yelling about love, officer. You have to understand.
God. And so he ends up professing his love, and he sings the song, It Only Takes a Moment. And then halfway through the song, one of the funniest meta things of all time happens with the bum that walks up. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Where he comes up and, like, Cornelius has just finished singing a verse, and the bum is like, I'm so sorry. I came into this song, like, halfway through. What was the chorus again? And then the whole park sings the chorus, and I died.
I didn't think about that in that, like, he's like, I missed half of this song. I know you just sang this. Can you sing it again?
What was it again? It started, and then the whole park sings. It's so, including the policeman.
My favorite part is that the second half of the song, when, like, you have Minnie and you have Barnaby, but you also have, like, other people walking through the park and the police who are like, bet, we'll sing back up.
Hell yeah. So funny.
It Only Takes a Moment is also the other song that appears in WALL-E.
Yes, absolutely. But it's lovely, and they're all in love. Oh, and Barnaby, one thing that we didn't mention was that in the restaurant, whenever Irene says that she's going to pay, he gets so overwhelmed that he kisses her. So he gets his kiss before in the city. So anyway, I just wanted to say that because it was like a little moment.
I forgot about that. There was also that moment where he, like, before he confesses that he doesn't have any money, he was like, can I put my arm around your waist? And she's like, yeah, okay. And he does. He goes, I've never touched a woman before. She's like, you're not. That's my corset.
Irene is so funny.
Back. She's so funny. Cut back to, what is it fucking called? The Holiday Inn.
The Holiday Inn!
What's the restaurant? What's the restaurant called?
The Holiday Inn.
The Hyacinth Gardens? The Hollywood Bowl? What's it called?
I could look further up, but I'm enjoying having you try to figure this out.
All I can think of is the word forsythia, and that's not right. It's not hydrangea.
No.
Whatever. Cut back to the restaurant that our six lovers just destroyed.
Yes.
Dolly and Horace are leaving, and Dolly turns to Rudolph, who still loves her, and being like, send the bill for all the damages to Horace.
Yeah.
And he's, like, walking off angry, and she's like, well, wait, like, what's your deal?
Yeah.
And he's, like, being fussy, and she goes, you know what? I know what'll make you happy. I'm gonna say, and then, like, in pure musical, in the same vein of, the only thing I can reference is, do you know Something Rotten? We've talked about this. How there's like this song where they invent musicals.
Yes.
And he just like suddenly bursts into song.
Yeah.
And the other character's like, what is like aware that they are singing and is like, what is happening? She goes, well, I guess it's time to say goodbye.
I also died. Oh God, it was so funny. I was like, Barbra has done this in real life. Barbra has in the middle of the street. You can tell
she's having so much fun.
Well, and it's so funny.
This is my moment of joy. This is my homework.
Yeah, it's so funny because she's just like, there's no music. It's just her like, goodbye, goodbye. The low note. It's
and he's
so
like,
funny.
but what are you? And she cuts him off. He's like, but what? Like, what do you mean goodbye? And the song turns into what is So Long, Dearie.
Yes.
Which is her being like, missed your like, I know you weren't gonna marry me, but missed your chance to. You're only gonna see me in your rear view. So long, dearie.
Yeah.
Don't come calling me after you realize that your life is boring.
Yeah. It's the same energy as the song in, going back to our first episode, in My Fair Lady. It's like, the world will continue to spin without you. Like, my life will go on without you. It's the same vibe. It's so good.
Same
and
energy.
She steals...
Same cinematographer.
Yes. And she steals his hat and his cane and gives him her boa, and then gets on a carriage.
She gives the hat back.
She gives the hat back, gets in a carriage, has the big musical theater shoulder breathing, and then gets on the carriage, hits the high note, and rides off back to her apartment.
Into the sunset.
10 out of 10.
No. And she leaves him on the curb with that boa around his neck looking so bemused.
Does he have a direct to camera of just like, what the fuck just happened?
If he didn't, it's so close to camera.
It's so close to camera.
Cut to the next day in Yonkers. Horace has gone home. Mm-hmm. He is in his shop, and he's like, Barnaby, Cornelius, time to like clean up this mess, because there's like the chicken stuff everywhere. Yeah. And he realizes, oh shit, I fired them. Oops. That's right. Good riddance.
Yeah. And then like
Ermengarde, go make me breakfast.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, oops, shit, she's not here either, because I called her a disgrace to Yonkers.
Yep.
And he goes, it's not fair. And I'm like, oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's lonely and it's your fault. You suck.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have no redeeming qualities.
There was a funny moment at the dinner where Dolly is like, oh, I could never marry you. How dare you suggest this? You go your way, and points in one direction, and I'll go mine, and points in the same direction. And that happens twice.
I didn't clock that.
And it happens twice. And then in the shop now, whenever he like has her boat, he's like, Mrs. I hate that I have this of hers. She's exactly right. I'm gonna go my way, and she'll go hers. And he also points in the same direction. And
he does the same thing.
And then looks shocked and drops the boa. And I was like, what a great subtle fucking callback.
That's great. I'm sad I missed that.
Yeah. And so just then, everyone arrives.
Everyone arrives. The quartet of lovers arrive.
And Ambrose
Ermengarde and Ambrose right behind them. And Horace thinks they've come to ask for their jobs back. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no. And they're like, no.
He says yes. He's like, but being as I'm such a softie and I deeply need other people here, take this back.
And they're like, no, actually, we've come to get our the money that you've been keeping for us in the safe, like all of our wages.
Yeah.
Because we are going to go, we don't know, Barnaby and Cornelius are like, we don't know anything but hay and feed. So we're going to go into that business and open up a store. Dolly has found us a great location right across the street from you.
Yes. Business competitors. And he agrees, and Dolly shows up at the end just being like, oh, what a lovely congregation of people. I just came to return your cane. I don't know why I turned southern there for a second, but and so he goes upstairs with the 6 young ones to open up the safe
to get the money out of the safe. Yeah.
And
also Ermengarde is there to get money
that her mother left her.
And he's like, well, Ermengarde, like, good, you can get my breakfast started. She goes, you need to start learning how to make your own breakfast.
Yes.
I'm not coming back here.
Hell yeah.
He takes the group upstairs, and Dolly is left alone in the shop.
Yes. And she
once again speaks to her dead husband.
Yes, and it's just like, I want to marry this man, and I want his money. Essentially, she quotes, she's like, as you always said,
I'll make him happy.
Yeah, it's like, and as you always say, money is like manure. It should be spread around to help young things grow. And she asks,
yeah, it's useless unless it's spread around to help young things grow.
Yeah, and she asks for a sign that it's okay for her to marry him. And then what's his face, Horace comes back down and starts.
I want to quickly flag the thing that I didn't like about I'll make him happy. I'm like, I've not seen this man happy this entire film.
No,
I don't think this man has the capability.
And also, will he make you happy? So
no, his money will.
Yeah. And then he comes back down and starts cleaning up the feed that's everywhere and cleaning up the shop. And then in the worst proposal since Darcy in fucking Pride and Prejudice, he's like, God damn it, Dolly, marry me. And it's like, whoa.
Well, it's because she's like, well, I know Ernestina didn't work out, but like, I think I've got like a new ideal wife for you lined up. And he's like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to be matched up with anyone else. I want to marry you.
Yeah.
And she hasn't received a sign from her husband yet, so she needs to be convinced.
Yes.
And 2 things happen. One is something that happened in the very first scene that we forgot to mention.
Yes.
But when Dolly has watched Horace leave for New York the very first time when he goes to see Irene, she's left alone on the porch of his shop, and she looks at his shutters of the windows of the shop, and she comments that they would look really nice at repainted forest green. Because they're really like faded and the paint is really chipped. And so we have established in this final scene that there is a guy here painting something outside. And after, when she says, like, I need to, like, when she essentially, like, needs to be convinced, two things happen. She learns that Horace, completely of his own volition, has having the shutters painted forest green because he thought it would look nice. Mm-hmm. And then he quotes the manure quote to her, and that's the sign she needed.
Yeah, because he said, it's like, oh, that painter, he's just starting out his own business, and so I wanted to support him. This is, like, his first job, and, like, and so it shows a level of, like, fiscal freedom, I guess, and, like, generosity that has been non-existent this entire fucking time.
It feels so tacked on to the end. It's
so bad. Yeah, it's not great. And she's like, amazing! And then, like, she promises that she'll never leave.
Hello Dolly to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
she'll
end.
Never leave again. No, cut to a wedding. Cut to their wedding.
Oh, that was the thing. No, so what she does is also she's like, oh, by the way, like, it would be awful to have, like, a competitor business. And he's like, you set up the competitor business. She's like, so what you should do is have Cornelius be your partner and hire Barnaby in Cornelius's position so that we can all dance together at Ambrose's and Ermengarde's wedding. And then the finale, and then that all happens. And then we cut to their actual wedding where they're dancing in a field.
Yeah. They dance in a field. No, we see that, like, they dance in a field. We get the finale song, and they walk into the chapel. They kiss before they walk into the chapel. Or do they? And we zoom out, and that's the end of this film.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
Grace, what did you think of Hello Dolly?
I had a good time. I understand the comparison to Mame because it is just like a middle-aged white woman living her best life. But it did have like more of a plot than Mame.
Yeah.
And Barbara's stunning, like hot damn. And there was so much dancing in the street. It just felt like it felt like the movie musicals that I grew up with. Knowing that, like, this is one that I missed when I was growing up. Like, it's not one that's, like, one of my consistent ones. But it had the same energy to me as all of my favorites. I had a good time watching it. What about you?
I liked this. I agree. Again, it's not the same movie as Mame, but it's definitely in the same neighborhood. For me, for Hello Dolly, the good outweighed the bad. Whereas for Mame, the bad outweighed the good. It couldn't be salvaged.
Yeah.
I think there wasn't much of a B plot in Mame, where there were like B and C plots in this.
Yes,
like there was like there was a quartet of lovers, and then there was Ambrose and Ermengarde.
Yeah. I almost called her Hortensia. Same vibe.
I did read actually that I believe, and I didn't see the stage production, so I don't know, that Irene's role in this was like boosted a little bit because of the actress.
Interesting.
Like they liked her and they wanted to like give her more to work with. So I
think
she
was great.
Yeah. I think whereas in the stage production, those four are very equally balanced. It felt like Irene.
This was
like Irene got her own
story.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, shall we do a little? First time in a minute. Shall we do a little dramaturgy report?
Hell yeah.
Dramaturgy report. Dramaturgy report. This was directed by, heard of him? Gene Kelly.
Short shorts, Gene.
Some short shorts, Gene. We have seen Gene as a performer in quite a few things on this podcast, but we haven't seen him as a director yet. And starting in 1956, so I'm not going to dive into like who he was as an actor, like because we covered him in past episodes.
We actually haven't because I'm holding him for American in Paris.
Oh shit! Well, we talked about him.
Yeah.
He was already pretty established, and come 1956, he directed a bunch of films. He went to France initially to create, star in, and direct an experimental film called Invitation to the Dance. It wasn't successful, but he went on the next year, 1957, the next year, The Happy Road, 58, The Tunnel of Love, 60, Gigot, 67, A Guide for Married Men, and then 69, Hello Dolly.
Yes.
He was looking for a hit with this one. And
kind of got it.
fine reviews, but it did not recoup.
And it got nominations, but not for him.
Yeah. I'm going to talk... We've actually seen this cinematographer before as well. This is Henry Stradling. I don't know if I've talked about this. He comes from, like, a cinematographer family. His uncle, his son, and his godson have all been cinematographers. But we've seen him already with My Fair Lady and Guys and Dolls. And we will see him again with Gypsy and Funny Girl. He also did Pajama Game, On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, and one of these things is not like the other, Streetcar Named Desire.
Hey!
He worked with Hitchcock for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and his last 4 films starred Barbra Streisand. He actually passed away during production of The Owl and the Pussycat, which was a Barbra Streisand film.
Yes.
That's director and cinematographer.
Amazing. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the stage musical, and then I'll move into how it differs.
Have you ever seen the stage musical?
I have not.
I want to flag that it is a very common high school show.
I know. My high school notoriously did not do common shows, so that was not on our list of options.
I just think, like, for a show that features a star of a middle-aged woman, like a notably middle-aged woman with younger love interests, like like a whole like B-plot of young lovers.
Yeah.
Interesting that it's so popular with high schools, but again, like, it's period, so there's no sex, drugs, and rock and roll. There's dancing in the streets.
Yep. And it has big belty numbers, so that one, mezzo-soprano who's real excited about it is gonna audition.
Yeah.
So, Hello Dolly. So that is a 1964 musical. So the movie came out in 1969. So it was relatively recent in comparison to when the Broadway musical came out. With music and lyrics by Jerry Herman and a book by Michael Stewart. It was based on a 1938 farce called The Merchant of Yonkers, which was then revised and retitled The Matchmaker in 1954. There was also a huge long list of all of these other things going back to like Greek theater of like this plot exists. So, like all the way back to like 371 AD. Like this plot has been around forever. Now, Hello Dolly debuted at the Fisher Theater in Detroit in November 1963. It was directed and choreographed by Gower Champion, and it starred Carol Channing as Dolly, which is sort of what ended up being her, like, for people who go to the theater, it's Carol Channing is Dolly. The show then moved to Broadway, and it ended up winning 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical and Best Actress for Carol Channing. The awards earned also set a record, which it held for 37 years. The show album was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2002. It reached number 1 on the Billboard charts and then was replaced the following week by Louis Armstrong's version of Hello Dolly. Yeah. And it's become one of the most enduring theater hits. It's had 4 different Broadway revivals and several international runs. It ran for 2,844 performances, which was the longest running musical in Broadway history for a very long time. Now, the screenplay, the gentleman who wrote the screenplay, his name was Ernest Paul Lehman. He was quite a famous screenwriter, especially for musicals of that era. So he was nominated 6 times for Academy Awards, but he never won, unfortunately. But at the 73rd Academy Awards, he received an honorary award in recognition of his achievements and his influential work, and he was the first screenwriter to receive that honor. He was best known for Hello Dolly, obviously, King and I, North by Northwest, Sabrina, Sound of Music, Sweet Smell of Success, West Side Story, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Talk about which one is not like the other. Yeah. Now, the main difference, there's really only one huge difference between the stage play and the movie, and there is a cut scene in Act 2 after the Rexa Tavern, where basically they are all taken to night court for being drunk and disorderly. And this is actually where it only takes a moment happens in the show, where it's as a plea to the judge that the young lovers are like, but we're just so in love, and the judge is like, sustained. So they end up getting away scot-free, but then Horace is like remanded to jail until he pays off the damages to the restaurant, and then Dolly goes, and then the whole goodbye, that whole thing happens in the jail, where he's like, I never want to see you again, and she was like, you won't, and then she walks away. So that's really the only difference. And that was like a lot of what the Detroit run was. And then like it was shortened down for the Broadway run, and then it was cut completely for the movie. So music and lyrics for this were both done by Jerry Herman, American composer and lyricist, one of the most commercially successful Broadway songwriters of his time. He had a number of hit musicals, obviously Hello Dolly. He also did Mame, the Broadway show, and La Cage aux Folles, which was the first hit about a gay couple. And in 2009, he received the Tony Award for Lifetime Achievement in Theater, and he also received Kennedy Center Honors in 2010. Actors and casting. So I'm going to talk a little bit about different options and who they were looking at, and then I'm going to get a little bit into Miss Barbra.
Miss Barbra. So Michael Crawford was the guy who played Cornelius, and so he auditioned for Gene Kelly in his hotel room, and Gene Kelly asked him if he knew any tap steps, and he tried to teach him some on top of the coffee table, and Michael Crawford tried to imitate him but was so nervous at dancing in front of Gene Kelly that he kept messing up. I would shit myself. And eventually he was convinced he had failed, and then Kelly was like, what we're looking for is an attractive idiot. My wife thinks you're attractive and I think you're an idiot, so you're cast. Yeah.
Can you imagine? So there were a couple of other people. So for Irene Malloy, Anne Margaret was in consideration for her, but ended up not moving forward with that. Yeah. For Dolly, there were a lot of people that they were looking for. So Elizabeth Taylor was considered for the role of Dolly, but she couldn't sing, and they didn't want to dub Dolly. So then they looked at Doris Day, Debbie Reynolds, Carol Burnett, and Shirley MacLaine, who had played Irene in The Matchmaker in 1958. They were all briefly considered. Carol Channing was never considered for the role because they didn't think that she could carry a film because she was mostly a stage actress, which was crazy because she had just done Thoroughly Modern Millie in 1967. And they asked Julie Andrews, but Julie Andrews turned it down. Who did it instead but Miss Barbra Jones Streisand? So let's get a little bit into her.
27 years old.
Jesus fuck. Okay, so American singer, actress, songwriter, producer, director, has a career that's spanned over 6 decades. She's still producing things. She's achieved success across multiple fields and is one of the first performers to actually get an EGOT. She began in the early 1960s performing in nightclubs and Broadway theaters. There were a couple of quotes that I found of like the first guitarist who helped her like put down music to use as an audition was thunderstruck the first time he heard her sing and was just like, this strange little woman can sing. Like, it was just very funny. And like she auditioned for some nightclub and it was like audiences were shocked and then like roarous standing applause, and so she was asked back. She guest appeared on various television shows. She signed to Columbia Records, and she exchanged lower pay so that she could retain full artistic control, which was a brilliant move in the long run. So her studio debut, the Barbra Streisand album, in 1963. So her debut was 6 years before this movie. And it won freaking wild. And this wasn't even her first thing. Like, her first thing was Funny Girl, which is what she won the Oscar for. So she won the Oscar when she was like 25 or 26, something like that. Anyway, so it won Grammy Award for Album of the Year, and she, throughout her recording career, she has topped the US Billboard chart with 11 albums for the record for a woman until 2023, which is I think when Beyonce took over, but I'm not positive on that. Following her established recording success, she went into film by the end of the 1960s, and she starred in Funny Girl in 1968, where she won the Academy Award for Best Actress. She then did Hello Dolly the following year, and then did the screwball comedy What's Up Doc in 1972, and then the romantic drama The Way We Were in 1973. She won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for the love theme in the 76 version of A Star Is Born, and was the first woman to be honored as a composer. With the release of Yentl in 1983, she was the first woman to write, produce, direct, and star in a major studio film. That film also won an Oscar for Best Original Score and a Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture Musical. She also received the Golden Globe Award for Best Director, becoming the first and for 37 years the only woman to win that award. So she is still around, still producing. She has so many more accolades. Her effect is always felt like she's such a powerhouse. It's incredible.
I apologize if you said this, and so I'll cut it, but she filmed Dolly before Funny Girl had come out.
Did she? My God.
Yeah. Because Funny Girl came out in 68, and
yeah,
this came
the year
out in
before,
69.
and so of course with post-production, yeah.
She'd filmed Funny Girl first, but it hadn't come out yet, so she wasn't like...
So she hadn't gotten the Oscar yet.
Name.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hadn't gotten the Oscar yet.
Man. Wild.
Funny Girl was when she was 25.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it. Okay. I will touch on reviews, reception, and returns is what I'm going to call this category now.
Yeah.
So, in terms of reviews, it got fine reviews. People liked it. It wasn't like a big sensation.
Right.
And as it has aged, it has actually gotten worse critical reviews.
Oh no.
Because like the number has gone down because everyone was like, Barbra Streisand is phenomenal. She was miscast.
Yes.
She was miscast.
She has said that too.
Yeah, she's been she was like, I regret saying yes to this film. But also like, imagine being 25. The engine of your ship is going and you're given another leading role of a musical.
Yeah. And you don't know what the success of your first movie is. You're like, yes, cast me, take me, anything, yes. I completely understand why she took it at the time. I also understand why, in retrospect, it may not have been the best decision.
There's a quote about Hello Dolly in retrospect that it's now more famous for bringing Fox financially to its knees than for being the latest major musical directed by Gene Kelly.
Yes.
Hello Dolly is one big-ass bull in a china shop. The film cost nearly as much to produce as Cleopatra and made far less at the box office, earning the film its reputation as one of Hollywood's foremost turkeys.
Womp.
In terms of returns, it had $25 million budget and it only made $26 million. So it's not great, Dan. And then in terms, something funny that I learned is that there was a clause, I put this under reception, but it's not really, it's more of a fun fact. There was a clause in the sale of the script to film contract, so like the stage to screen contract, that said the film could not be released until June of 1971 or when the show closed on Broadway, whichever came first. In 1969, the show was still running. Fox was really eager to get this film out, so they negotiated and paid an extra early release payment to release Dolly, which cost them $1 to $2 million in 1969.
That'll do it.
Apologies if you said that earlier and I did not missed it. And then it performed fine at the box office, but like it did not come nearly close to recoup. However, it has, with the success of home videos, it like got a lot more of its money later, but like if you were an investor in this in like the 60s, 70s, you were like, that tanked.
Well, because it was the first VHS home video.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Ever, which is crazy.
singing and dancing. I mean, how dare I have anything to say about Barbra Streisand singing?
And I actually have not, like, every now and then we say, how dare I have notes, and every now and then there's just like I don't know. But
I don't know
no, she's stunning, and like, it's always a delight to hear her fucking belt for the gods.
Yeah. I loved the voices of Irene, and I say voices because I think she was dubbed by two people.
Yes, I have that here. So, Marianne McAndrew was the woman who played Irene, and she was the only member of the main cast that was dubbed. So her singing voices, just to give credit, is Gilda Macon and Melissa McKay.
And I know Gene Kelly fought to have the actor that played Cornelius not be dubbed, and he wasn't.
Yes,
and he was fine. He was fine.
He was great.
Tommy Toon kind of sang
a bit, but that wasn't.
It's Dolly's show.
It's her show. God, there was a fun fact that I didn't say, but like that I didn't write down, but because it references that, was like, apparently. So Walter, who played Horace, and Barbara did not get along on set, and apparently at one point Walter was complaining that Barbara was like taking all the shots and like taking all of the attention,
like she was getting so much camera
time, and Gene Kelly turned to him and says, well, the movie's called Hello Dolly, not Hello Walter. And I'm just like, brilliant. No notes.
It's not called response. Hello Horace.
Yeah.
No notes. She I know like she butted heads with Gene Kelly. She really did not have a good experience working with Walter Matthau.
No.
Although apparently he is seen in a video recording of one of her later concerts for charity. Mm-hmm. And the note about it was like, unclear if they became friends later or he just had similar charity like
vibes. Yeah, for sure.
Support. Yeah.
Dancing. And then the dancing.
So much dancing.
Street. And so just
the waiters.
God, the waiters, the big old barrel jumps. So, and this is honestly my moment of joy, is all of the moments that were dancing in the street. It was just such a joy and such a delight. So, yeah, it was gorgeous and fun, and there were bits and parasols.
What a good example of dancing in the street. It's a classic movie musical. It is a classic movie musical with some fun fourth wall breaks of, sorry, I missed the first half of that song. Can you do that
Can
again?
you like do the chorus again? And then a dick joke that no one saw coming.
Oh my god. Do you have what are your gripes and giggles?
So we've talked about my gripe.
And moment of joy.
Yes. My gripe.
We've also talked about my gripe.
Why would she want to be with this man? Anyway, giggles, the duck. I was so taken aback. And it's the thing that I will remember about this movie. There were a lot of giggles. Irene had a lot of great one-liners. There were a lot of really funny moments.
My giggles are the one-liners.
But I swear to God, I'm never gonna forget that waiter pulling a shotgun out of his, like, fucking, like, waiter apron and from shooting a duck in a restaurant. What happened? Yeah, crazy. And then my moment of joy is all of the dancing in the street. All of it.
Yeah. My giggles are the one-liners. I laughed aloud at so many things. And that just, Tommy Toon is so tall.
So tall.
So tall. And my moment of joy was the lovely little moment of the actor playing Barnaby being a great dancer.
Yeah.
Like, surprise, she didn't have to teach him anything.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know what my giggle is, and we didn't even touch on it, was all the incredibly specific business cards.
Oh my god, we didn't even talk about this bit. This bit was so funny.
Every time someone was like, okay, so it came up in that dance, but it definitely came up multiple times, where Cornelius is like, I don't know how to dance, and Dolly gives him a business card that says,
Dolly teaches 29 and 3/4-year-old how to dance.
How to dance. And then, like, that came up. That's a giggle. That's a giggle that I'm glad I remembered. But yeah, Barnaby being a secretly great dancer.
Yeah. I only have one fun fact, because I've said the rest of it. Which is about her gown.
Yes. Tell me about the gown.
The gold beaded gown weighed 40 pounds, as we said, and cost $8,000. The original design included a 2.5-foot train, which was removed after they kept tripping over it in rehearsals. But it is still visible when she starts down the stairs and then disappears. So it is a bit of a
little bit goof. You got to keep your eye out for it. Yeah. I had two fun facts. One, which I said, was that Louis Armstrong did his scenes in half a day. was in and out. And then I didn't look for this. I read about it later, but apparently in Harmonia Gardens is the name of the restaurant. In the gardens, the wall behind the hat check girl, so in that like lobby where Gussie as Ernestina waits for Horace, apparently it's the same wall as the ballroom of the Von Trapp Villa from Sound of Music, because it's the same sound stage and they reused some of the stuff. So amazing. I kind of want to go back and look for that.
Do you have any homework?
I want my homework to be the Goodbye song, because it's so funny. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube, and I'll just link it so you have it.
Absolutely. And my homework is to watch WALL-E, because I want to watch WALL-E after watching this, so.
Yeah. And honestly, there's a lot of slime tutorials on YouTube of the 2018 Hello Dolly with Bette Midler and David Hyde Pierce. Go watch some of those.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is I don't know how long this episode's gonna be, Grace. Talk about welcoming us back with
a hefty one.
Chaos. Well, we're so happy to be back, y'all.
Hell yeah.
If you're still with us, thank you so much
hiatus.
for listening. Thank you for going on this journey and being patient with us as we were very busy with other things in our lives. And take care of yourselves and others.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next one.
Hell yeah.
I've been Anna.
I'm still Grace. After all this time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.